Hey everybody, welcome back to my Lifestyle. Today I'm going to be sharing how I made these centerpieces for my son's upcoming first birthday party. We are doing a barnyard bash on a budget. So I picked these planters up from the Dollar Tree. They're just silver, simple planters. And I picked burlap up as well, which really fits around the bottom part of the planter perfectly. So look out for burlap. They have it in all different colors. And I'm going to start at the back seam of this bucket, because it's not going to be perfect and we're going to cover that up later. So we're going to go ahead and just hot glue this on all the way around, and you want to make sure that you get a nice tight fit, otherwise it's going to look sloppy and be very loose. So you're just going to go around and press this on like so until you are completely finished. Now again, the back doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to cover that up later. Next, I'm taking a gingham printed, kind of a burlap-esque piece of fabric, and I cut it in half, and I'm going to be placing that around the center portion of the bottom of the bucket. So this is going to go in the center of the burlap, again just hot gluing as I go and pressing it to make sure it's nice and secure. Again, that doesn't have to be perfect as well. As you can see, it's very crooked, but it will be covered later on like I mentioned before. So now I'm going to take some twine that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to start from the back where that seam is, and I'm going to pull it forward to create a bow in the front. So you're going to want to make sure that this is nice and taut as you start tying, because you are going to add a dab of hot glue underneath to secure that in place. So you're going to see just a little bit of hot glue. Just tie that, hold it in place, and then you're going to tie a bow. Doesn't have to be perfect because you're going for that rustic barnyard look. I'm making sure to cut off any stragglers at the bottom just to make it look a little bit better. And then we're going to take a piece of cow printed fabric that I purchased at Hobby Lobby using a 40% off coupon, and I'm going to make sure to fit this in there as best as I can. We're not going to fill the entire thing up with fabric because that would be very expensive, but we're just going to make sure to give it that look that there's fabric inside and let it hang over to the back part that I showed you wasn't very perfect. So we're just going to make sure that that portion is covered. Now, to keep it clean, we are going to fill this up with parchment paper later on when you're doing the serving. But for now, you're just going to want to hot glue this in place and give it that effect that there's fabric hanging over and it's all inside the bucket. So now to secure that, I'm going to use a little dab of hot glue, and I'm just going to press the fabric down, and that's pretty much going to be all that you're going to need to do for the fabric portion. So as you can see, the back portion is covered up, and it's going to give you that effect like the fabric's hanging over. And I printed some Farm Fresh chicken feed labels out using some Avery shipping labels, and I put a cow print on the border to give it that finishing touch. Don't mind, I kind of went off center with my label here, but I fixed it later. So for those of you guys that are like me, I was like, it's off center. But that is the finished look for the Farm Fresh chicken feed. I'm filling this up with Chex Mix or Gardettos for the finished product. And that is how you do it on a budget. Thank you guys so much for watching.